time and sparing any effort to ensuring the safety and security of citizens across the country. Accordingly, we'll continue to take necessary measures to ensure a secured and safer environment for citizens. Following the chorus of voices saturating the airwaves in the country, there is no gainsaying that there are salient challenges affecting our country that require practical ideas and solutions. It is against this background that the military finds itself uniquely positioned to unabatedly address the security challenges in the country. The armed forces is not only ensuring the dissemination of terrorists and their cohorts across the country, it remains focused and concentrates on the task and mission at hand. For instance, during the week under review, troops neutralized 286 terrorists and arrested 244 of them. Troops also arrested 83 perpetrators of oil theft and rescued 122 kidnapped hostages. In the South-South, troops denied the oil theft of over 2.5 billion naira worth of crude oil. Furthermore, troops recovered over 587 assorted weapons and over 7,900 assorted ammunition during the week under review. The breakdown of some of the items include 207 AK-47 rifles that were recovered during the week, 56 locally fabricated guns, 17 pop-action guns, 10 locally fabricated pistols, 22 den guns, and 10 improvised explosive devices, among others. Others include over 4,000 rounds of 7.62mm special, over 2,500 rounds of 7.62mm special NATO, and over 138 rounds of 9mm ammo, 32 motorcycles recovered from the terrorists, among others. Troops in the Niger Delta arrested, discovered, and destroyed 134 dugout pits, 79 boats, and 116 storage tanks. Other items include 149 cooking ovens and 74 illegal refining sites, among others. Troops recovered over 2.9 million liters of stolen crude oil, over 250 liters of illegally refined AGO, and over 6,100 liters of DPK and over 6,700 liters of PMS during the week under review. Now, let's look at the operations in the various theaters of operations across the country, beginning with the Northeast, where we have Operation Hadden-Kai. The troops of Operation Hadden-Kai recorded the following activities during the period under review. The troops arrested suspected terrorists in Damaturu and Potiskum local government areas of Yobe, as well as Askira Uba local government area of Borno State. Troops equally conducted fighting patrols in Bama and Konduga local government area of Borno State, as well as Damaturu local government area of Yobe State. Additionally, terrorist fighters surrendered to troops at the following locations: Ngala, Goza, Bama, Damboa, Kukawa local government areas, all in Borno State. Troops also arrested terrorists and kidnappers in Chibok and Potiskum local government areas of Borno and Yobe State respectively, as well as Song local government area of Adamawa State. Furthermore, troops arrested rail sleepers vandals in Kaga and Gujba local government areas of Borno and Yobe State respectively. Thereafter, troops arrested terrorist collaborators in Mungunu local government area of Borno State, as well as conducted ambush on terrorists in the area. For instance, on the 18th of February, the air component of Operation Hardenkai conducted air interdiction following confirmatory recce of massing up of terrorists at Southern Tumbus. The location was observed to be active with terrorist activities. Accordingly, the location was acquired and engaged with cannons and rockets, destroying the terrorists hibernating at the location. Battle damage assessment has revealed that terrorists were neutralized and their logistics bases destroyed as a result of the air interdiction. Similarly, on the 13th and the 15th of February, the air component of Operation Hardenkai conducted air interdiction. And this was further to confirmatory recce, confirming terrorist activities at Arena Wuje location of the Northeast. Thereafter, the location was acquired and engaged with rockets and cannons, destroying the terrorists and their infrastructure at the location. Battle damage assessment has revealed that the terrorists were neutralized and their structures destroyed. Overall, the troops of Operation Hardenkai neutralized 70 terrorists, arrested 31 of them, and rescued 27 kidnapped hostages during the week under review. Troops also recovered 47 AK-47 rifles and recovered over 1,100 rounds of 7.62 meter special ammunition, over 600 rounds of 7.62 millimeter NATO ammunition, among several items. Now, we can move over to the North Central, where we have Operation Safe Haven. Troops of Operation Safe Haven recorded the following during the week under review. Troops rescued kidnapped hostages in Bassa and Bokos, local government areas of Plateau State. Thereafter, they responded to activities of violent extremists in Riom, local government area of Plateau State. Then they conducted raid operations on Mangu and Jos South, local government areas of Plateau State, as well as Sanga, local government area of Kaduna State. Then troops arrested suspected violent extremists in Bokos, Bassa, and Barkin Ladi local government areas of Plateau State. Additionally, troops arrested the kingpin of a violent extremist and notorious kidnap squad in Mangu, local government area of Plateau State. Overall, the troops of Operation Safe Haven neutralized 5 incidents, arrested 56 violent extremists, and rescued 5 kidnapped hostages during the week under review. Troops also recovered 4 AK-47 rifles, 82 rounds of 7.62 millimeter special ammunition, and the sum of money worth over 600,000 naira, among others. Now we can continue with the North Central, taking a look at Operation Wild Stroke. The troops of Operation Wild Stroke recorded the following during the week under review. The troops conducted fighting patrols in Katsina Ala local government area of Benue State. Troops also foiled attacks on civilians in Apa, Katsina Ala, and Ikum local government areas of Benue State. Furthermore, troops conducted raids in Ikum local government area of Benue State. Overall, the troops of Operation Wild Stroke neutralized 14 terrorists, arrested 12 of them, and rescued 5 kidnapped hostages during the week. Troops also recovered 15 AK-47 rifles. They also recovered over 330 rounds of 7.62 meter special ammunition, 94 rounds of 7.62 meter NATO ammunition, among others. Now we can move over to the northwest, where we have Operation Hadirin Daji. The troops of Operation Hadirin Daji recorded the following during the week. They rescued kidnapped hostages in Safe local government area of Zamfara State. They equally conducted offensive operations in Sabua and Isa local government areas of Katsina and Sokoto states, respectively. Furthermore, the troops conducted fighting patrols in Isa local government area of Sokoto state and arrested terrorist collaborators in Maradun local government area of Zamfara state. Additionally, troops responded to terrorist activities in Munya local government area of Niger state, Batsari, Sabua, Faskari, and Dan Musa local government areas of Katsina state. Troops equally responded to terrorist activities in Zurmi, Safe, Bakura, and Bukuyum local government areas of Zamfara state. Troops conducted ambush on terrorists in Batsari local government area of Katsina state and arrested violent extremists in Gwazo local government area of Kano state. Significantly, on the 13th and on the 14th of February, the air component of Operation Hadirin Daji, following intelligence, conducted air interdiction in Maradu and Zabua local government areas of Zamfara state and Katsina state, respectively. The locations were acquired following a confirmation of terrorist activities. Subsequently, those locations were engaged with rockets and cannons, destroying the terrorists hibernating at the location. Battle damage assessment has revealed that terrorists were neutralized and their logistics infrastructures were destroyed. Similarly, on the 15th and on the 18th, the air components of Operation Hadirin Daji conducted air interdiction on terrorist locations. After confirming terrorist presence and activities at the locations were in Katsina and Zamfara states, respectively. Terrorist activities, after being confirmed, were engaged and they were neutralized. The particular enclave engaged belonged to terrorist kingpin Abdul Karim and another Sani Black. Battle damage assessment revealed that the terrorists were neutralized and their infrastructure destroyed. Lastly, troops conducted fighting patrols in Biningwari, Chikum, Giwa, and Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State, as well as Kuje Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory. These patrols recorded remarkable successes. Battle damage assessment revealed that several of the terrorists were neutralized and their structures destroyed. Overall, troops of Operation Hadirin Daji neutralized 58 terrorists, arrested 5 of them, and rescued 76 kidnapped hostages. Troops also recovered 29 AK-47 rifles, 17 locally fabricated weapons, over 524 rounds of 7.62 mm special ammunition, over 340 rounds of 7.62 mm NATO, and over 50 rounds of 9 mm ammo, among others. Now to Operation Wild Punch. Troops of Operation Wild Punch recorded the following during the week. Troops ambushed terrorists in Chikum and Kachia local government areas of Kaduna State. Thereafter, they intercepted and released kidnapped victims in Kachia local government area of Kaduna State, escorting them to safety. Then troops responded to suspected violent extremist activities in Makarfi local government area of Kaduna State. Furthermore, they conducted fighting patrols in Biningwari local government area of same Kaduna State. Thereafter, troops arrested informants, refined AGO, and over 6,000 liters of DPK, as well as over 6,700 liters of PMS. The troops also neutralized 5 violent extremists. They apprehended 98 persons involved in oil thefts and other forms of violent extremist activities. Troops also recovered 9 weapons and over 170 ammunitions, among others. Now to the southeast, where we have Operation Udoka. Troops of Operation Udoka recorded the following during the week under review. Troops conducted fighting patrols in Osu and Isi local government areas of Imo and Enugu states, respectively. They also conducted raid operations in Osu and Akwa North local government areas of Imo and Anambra states, respectively. Additionally, troops ambushed violent extremists associated with the indigenous people of Biafra and their Eastern Security Network cohorts, and this was in Osu and Yala local government areas of Imo and Anambra states, respectively. Furthermore, troops arrested violent extremists and their kidnapped cohorts in Obuwo and Insuka local government areas of Imo. and Anambra states, respectively. Overall, the troops of Operation Udoka neutralized 39 violent extremists and arrested 10 of them. The troops also recovered 17 pump-action guns, over 230 rounds of 7.62mm special ammunition, and over 370 rounds of 7.62mm NATO ammunition, as well as over 180 rounds of 5.5mm ammo and over 200 cartridges of ammunition cartridges, among others. Now, it's important to note that all the recovered items, arrested suspects, and rescued hostages have been handed over to the relevant authority for further action, including prosecution. Now, in closing, I would like to say that there is no doubt from the report that I've given, we can all see the activities of troops in the field. Now, on the one hand, it is indicative of the fact that troops are recording successes week in and week out in the ongoing counter-insurgency operations across the country. On the other hand, it is important to note that the classic principle of counter-insurgency is that you cannot win this kind of war militarily. We have eliminated several terrorists, we have eliminated several of their leaders, and we have eliminated several of their commanders and will continue to do so. We are continually going after the terrorists and will continually dislodge them from their hideouts. It is clear that in spite of all this, more needs to be done to win the war. And this more that needs to be done to win the war needs to be done outside just the use of military pressure. Accordingly, we must now win this war by changing the conditions that make the insurgents willing to fight. We must also win the war by increasing support for government at various levels through heart and mind projects indicative of good governance. There is no doubt that the times that we are in is difficult and therefore a watershed moment for our country. Citizens are therefore urged to realize that tough times don't last, but tough people do. As a people, we are renowned for our pride in being tough and resilient. There is no better time to manifest these qualities as Nigerians as today, in overcoming the pains of today in order for the gains of tomorrow. I dare say that this too shall pass. The time is right for patriotic and well-meaning citizens to contribute alternative ideas on ways to make the difference in turning the situation in the country around. Collaborative effort is essential at this time. And simply put, we are one people one nation, and therefore share one destiny. Thank you very much. Our ongoing counter-insurgency operations across the country have continually recorded successes week in and week out. It is clear from the reports that troops have been going after the terrorists, the violent extremists, the insurgents, and the perpetrators of insecurity across the country, dislodging them from their hideouts, from their enclaves, killing their leaders, their commanders, and their foot soldiers. We will continue to do this because it is our job to do so. But I must say that a classic principle of counter-insurgency operation is such that this type of war is not a war that is won militarily. There will be need to change the conditions that make these insurgents willing to fight. There will be need to increase support for government all across the board. And this can be achieved through heart and mind projects that demonstrate good governance. That way, we win over the neutrals. That way, we win over the passive. And then we isolate the adversaries. Having said that, it is clear from all that I've said that troops are strategically deployed across the country, meaning that we have boots on the ground. Yes, there are isolated incidents of farmers being prevented from farming, but I assure you that wherever we have received such reports, troops have immediately gone to those locations and uprooted the terrorists at that locations. The question is it possible to have troops on every inch of space in Nigeria? I think the answer to that is better known by you. We have, however, leveraged on technology to be able to cover space and time and reaction to incidences that are reported or that are cited. Having said that, I will move straight to your question about the ill-fated incident that happened in Kaduna and what is the state of the report. I assure you that by the next time I'm here to give a brief, I will talk and give you updates about it. Now, to the number of violent extremists that were arrested around the Abuja Municipal Area Council during the week. Their number is 11, and I will provide more details from the report I will give to you after this briefing. For the incident that was observed to be taking place somewhere in the southeast, I request of you to intimate us, report to us what it is that you have observed, and I assure you that in no time that issue will be addressed. Thank you very much.